Hello everyone. In this particular video I want to talk about winter camping and insulation in general in pause, reboot and restart trailers. I know it's nice and sunny outside, it's still August, but we spent entire 25-26 winter in our Reboot 19.6, and on September 10th 2026 it will be 1 year anniversary, if I may call it, of us traveling full time. We always boondock. It's been almost a year, so I believe I have something that I can share. And for transparency, I work with OverlandWBA, a Canadian authorized distributor for pause trailers. I'm part of the team, but this opinion is the opinion that comes from myself as an owner. That's gonna be brutally honest. I don't think there's a perfect trailer out there. So there are things that needs to be addressed, and let's dive in. I'm gonna grab this action camera, so you probably won't see my face after that. Let's start with the overall installation. All models, Pause X, Reboot, and Restart, the new core series Restart, they have 5-layer walls, which has like this fiberglass layer. Then you have asdal for moisture prevention. Then you have EPS foam, then another asdal, layer of asdal, and fiberglass. The entire structure has like aluminum structure, and aluminum makes it very strong. The entire cabinetry inside is also supported by that structure. Again, so very robust unit. What they've done here, in places where potential thermal bridging may occur, not like every aluminum stud, but in places where thermal bridging may occur, what they've done, they have a layer of, imagine this is like a wall, right? So they have an aluminum stud, like this maybe, and then for the remaining width, there's another layer of EPS foam. So the idea, so the aluminum stud doesn't touch the wall. Like I said, again, it's not for every stud, it's for places where the thermal bridging most likely to occur. So from our experience, the insulation for the walls is really good. It's hot outside, I will touch the wall, it's really hot. But inside it will be cool, even without AC running. One of the weakest points when it comes to insulation is for the summer, it's actually the windows area, right? Because you have sun coming through, and even though the trailer comes with blinds, they're not reflective, so this portion, especially on the edges, there's heat transfer. So I just came up with a very simple solution, cost me almost nothing. Velcro tape, insulated reflective surface with air bubbles inside. I put it everywhere, cut the piece, and that's it. Problem solved. Very easy solution for the summer. We don't have to run AC all the time when it's really hot. But overall, the installation is really good. The only problematic section, and I will be talking about this when we talk about the winter, is the front of the trailer, because all the windows here, like side, rear windows, they're all dual pane, which is great for both summer and the winter time. But this window, it's a different type of glass, and when it's hot, this section, sorry, I almost fell, this section gets really hot, right? So again, this cover helps. The entire roll of this reflective tape, which I covered everything in this trailer and I still have 1/3 remaining, cost me 80 Canadian dollars. And then you can see it's all Velcro. So easy solution. Another weak section, again, summer or winter, is this. The walls are great, insulation is great, but this section here is the connection, right, between the walls. Two walls inside, and I discovered it when it was really hard inside. Again, I put my hand everywhere, it's cool, but this section from the inside, I could tell it's getting really warm, so the heat is being transferred through this section. What I did, again, the solution appeared to be very easy, and I just wish manufacturer would address that as well. I removed this panel, it's removable, and I added exactly the same piece of insulation right here, and then I closed it, sealed it just in case, and that's it. Problem solved. So now inside, that section is pretty much same temperature as the rest of the walls. The solution is actually quite simple. Let's go to the back. So another section you need to address, let me climb, is the skylights. And as you can see, again, reflective cover for the skylights. And for the winter as well, the solution is for the winter to have a EPS foam board, insulation board that you can again cut to fit your skylight, and you just wrap it in this type of insulation, put it in, problem solved. Those are the weak kind of points. The walls insulation is great. The roof insulation is really good. It's actually, there's thick layer of EPS, then there's another layer. Like it's really good. If you look at the buyer's resources on our website, there's a picture that actually a photo from the factory that shows you this roof, how it's built. So I highly recommend going to OverlandWBA website and just clicking on the buyer resources and just reading that article. It's called What's Behind the Price. So take a look at some really cool pictures. Same is here. So two skylights that needs to be addressed during hot summer and during the winter, but from the inside. Let's go down. I'm going back to this front section. Another thing you want to do in the winter time when it's getting really cold, like below -10°C, from the inside you can get a clear plastic sheet from like Canadian Tire, Rona, any those hardware stores, a plastic sheet that's used for house insulation for the winter time. You just put it from the inside to trap the air. That will improve your insulation as well. Or you can follow exactly the same strategy as with skylights. You use EPS foam. I'm just gonna show you what I got. So this is the type, that's EPS foam. This is 1 inch. You can also have like 2 inch, and I think this should be enough because I'm gonna wrap it in that reflective insulation. But again, there are thicker ones, like 2 inch. If you treat this window and skylights for the winter, as I suggested, and maybe taking care of this part, then you're pretty much set, because furnace that comes with these units, if you have like a winter package with Truma, the underbelly is ducted, right? So when furnace works, it also hits your underbelly. Let me just reverse a little bit. We have protected underbelly, right? With aluminum plates. And then you have 1 inch insulation, and there's a foam sprayed on the edges to improve air tightness. But don't get me wrong, it's not 100% airtight, but it's improved air tightness. And then you have your tanks. On those tanks, you have also heating pads that come with the trailer regardless if you have a winter package. So the winter package gives you ducted underbelly, and the Truma furnace that will blow the air into this section. When it goes below 0°C, nothing will freeze because the entire, all your pipes, everything is protected. But if temperature, let's say, drops to, I don't know, below -10, and you may be in a windy area, you in the prairies, so you may want to consider adding skirts. You don't really need those if it's a short-term trip, but if you want to save on propane because you want to retain the heat in your trailer so your furnace doesn't work too hard and you don't burn through propane. So that's the whole idea behind it, right? Because you want to extend your off-grid stay. Let's say you go winter fishing, and in order to extend your off-grid stay and save on propane, you may want to use skirts. So that's something I would pay attention to. Yes, you can do winter camping, but be smart about it. And if you go to places with temperatures maybe like below -20°C, just consider, maybe taking some extra steps. I know some people added a radiant heater. You have a great foundation for multi-season camping because winter can, be quite diverse. It can be Vancouver Island, or it could be, I don't know, Yukon. So you just want to be smart about it and treat it properly. Another thing I recommend for the winter, especially if you're heading to like humid area, you do want to have some ventilation. What you can do, you can use that AC fence only and direct AC to the section to improve the airflow. Another thing you can consider is having an air circulator. They look like air fans, but they're not air fans. They're actually called air circulators. So you put it inside and it just will circulate air in your trailer. It's an amazing solution, very affordable, And lastly, you can also have a dehumidifier. I don't recommend having like a small dehumidifiers because they just don't do a good job. That's what I have to say about the winter camping and insulation overall. We are happy with how it performs. It definitely can be improved. Certain section needs to be addressed, as you know, the examples I gave you. But overall, it's a great performance trailer. Okay, I'll show my face again at the end, so I hope this video helps. Take care.